Hey there, and welcome. Look, if you're here, chances are you've got thyroid nodules on your mind, and I get it. It can feel like a really heavy topic. So our goal today is simple. We're going to trade that concern for clarity and give you a real straightforward guide to your thyroid health. Let's dive right in.
So maybe this is what brought you here. You're just going about your day, you happen to glance in the mirror, or maybe you're just touching your neck and you feel something. A little lump, maybe some swelling. It's that moment of discovery that can instantly set off all the alarm bells in your head.
Okay, so before we go one step further, I want you to just take a deep breath with me. Seriously, the single most important thing you can do right now is not to panic. I know, that's way easier said than done, but the good news is, the facts are totally on your side with this one.
And here's why you can relax a bit. This is the big takeaway. The overwhelming majority of thyroid nodules are benign. They're not cancerous and they don't cause any problems. They're actually super common, and most of them never need any treatment at all. Finding one is usually just the start of a very manageable health journey, not a crisis.
All right, so with that reassurance hopefully settling in, let's walk through the calm, practical first steps you should take if you found a lump.
The number one thing to do is simply get it checked out. Making an appointment with a doctor, and if you can, an endocrinologist is the specialist you want to see, it's not about looking for bad news. It's actually the opposite. It's about getting rid of the what-ifs. This is how you get real answers, rule out anything serious, and walk out of there with a clear plan that's made just for you.
You know, to really feel in control of any situation, it helps to understand what you're actually dealing with. So let's break it down. What in the world is a thyroid nodule, anyway?
To put it simply, it's just a growth of cells inside your thyroid gland. Just picture that small, butterfly-shaped gland right at the front of your neck. A nodule is basically an isolated little lump of tissue that decided to form there. And I'm going to say it again because it's important. The vast majority of the time, it's just a harmless, benign growth. That's it. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of the time, these nodules don't have any symptoms at all. They're often found completely by chance during a routine exam. But when they do cause symptoms, it's usually because of their size. If a nodule gets big enough, it can become a visible lump. And if it starts pressing on your windpipe or your esophagus, you might notice things like trouble swallowing, or maybe your voice gets a little hoarse.
Sometimes a nodule can go rogue and start acting like its own little hormone factory. If it starts pumping out way too much thyroid hormone, it can throw your body into a hyperthyroidism. That's what causes symptoms like anxiety, weight loss, or a racing heart. It's less common, but your doctor will also check for the opposite, hypothyroidism, which can make you feel tired and gain weight, just to get the full picture of how your thyroid is doing.
So, you might be wondering, am I at risk? Well, a few things play a role. Nodules get more common as we get older, and for whatever reason, they're found way more often in women. Your family tree matters too. If thyroid issues run in the family, that's a factor. And so is a diet that's low in iodine, which is like the essential fuel for your thyroid hormones.
If you do see a doctor, the process to figure things out is actually super straightforward. It'll start with a physical exam and some blood tests to check your hormone levels. The next step is usually an ultrasound, which is totally painless. It just uses sound waves to take a picture of the nodule. And then, only if there are specific concerns, your doctor might suggest what's called a fine needle aspiration, or FNA. It's a really simple biopsy to check the cells and confirm that they're benign.
All right, now for the best part. This is where you get to take the wheel. We're going to walk through a 10-point toolkit designed to help you proactively manage your thyroid health and really put you in the driver's seat.
So we've got 10 key tips here, and we've broken them down into 3 main areas, starting with your medical game plan.
First up, your medical plan. This all starts with getting checked early. Seriously, the sooner you know what's going on, the more options you have. From there, it's all about working with your doctor. If they recommend a biopsy, it's because that's what gives them the crucial info they need. And remember, treatment is not one size fits all. For a lot of people, the treatment is just observation, what they call watchful waiting. But you should always feel empowered to ask about all your options to find what's truly right for you.
Okay, next up are the things that you can control every single day, your lifestyle habits. A supportive diet is huge. Think of minerals like iodine as the fuel for your thyroid, while selenium and zinc are like its personal bodyguards, protecting the gland from damage. You pair that with the basics of good health, maintaining a healthy weight, not smoking, and keeping stress in check. All of that helps lower inflammation and support a happy, balanced hormonal system. And finally, let's talk about the long game, staying vigilant. Now, this is not about worrying. This is about being smart and staying in control. Commit to those regular follow-up appointments, whether it's an ultrasound or a blood test. And remember, you are the world's leading expert on your own body. So if you notice any changes, you're the first line of defense. Call your doctor right away. Sticking to your plan is really the best strategy for long-term thyroid health.
When you boil it all down, it really comes down to this simple idea. Your health is a journey, and on that journey, consistency is everything. Those regular follow-ups are what make sure that tiny changes get caught early, keeping you and your doctor on the same page and your health right on track.
So we'll leave you with this question. Whether it's finally scheduling that doctor's appointment you've been putting off, or maybe just adding a handful of nuts and seeds to your lunch, or even just taking 30 seconds to check your own neck. What is one small, proactive thing you can do for your health right now, today? Thanks so much for spending this time with us.